Hello, beautiful soul. My name is Bree of Soul Healing with Bree, and today I will be our conduit, the instrument to allow for whatever is needed for each and every single one of us here for the highest good of all. During this healing transmission, I ask you to deepen within yourself into an experience of yourself that will feel refreshing to you, and it will help you remember who you truly are. It will help you awaken to who you truly are. And I'm asking that during this transmission you not be driving or operating machinery. If you have distractions in your space, that is all right. However, if you have the opportunity to perhaps revisit it when you have the chance to be deeply in communion with your inner being, that will allow you to receive the most potency from this transmission. For those of you that are not familiar with this work, with the way that I bring healing through, I will be guiding us through a process within. During this process, I will be channeling from the 0 point frequency, the quantum perspective. And from this quantum perspective, I will be tuning in not only to our dimension, our multi-dimensions, but even further dimensions than your current experience offers you. So I do encourage hydration with all of these transmissions. There is nothing to fear here. I simply want to ensure that whatever we release today from you and your energetic field and your layering bodies, I'm intending that all of that be released into Mama Gaia to be transmuted. And hydration simply assists the physical. We do have a thing called lag time in energy healing, which means what you experience today will not be fully felt by you for different amounts of time. Some of us will be same day, same session. Some of us will be several days later. Some of us will be a week later. But you will receive what is in the absolute highest good of all for you and your soul at this time. So settle in and allow yourself to bring your awareness to your breath. We're being reminded that the breath can always be returned to. In the moments you find yourself stuck in a story or an old pattern or energy, new, fresh breath can be breathed in, and this breath is spirit. It is your essence. Allowing ourselves to drop deeper now, falling into the petals of the heart. For those of you in a seated position, we're being prompted to flip our palms up in receiving. Many of you will want to repeat what I am about to transmit aloud, if that is available to you. Otherwise, you can state these in your mind's eye within. I am a multi-dimensional creator. My innate divinity is safe to be expressed. Through my central channel of light, I receive from my oversoul Now allow for your awareness to notice if there is a difference within your energetic field. Our spiritual guidance team wants us to be aware in this moment that our voice is not simply our way of communication. It is much more. Your voice has the ability to heal you. And for the majority of you here on this collective call, this collective transmission, the original chakra that was impacted by this planet, the beings on this planet, was your voice, your throat chakra. Many of you will feel into this now. And as some of you begin to revisit memories where you could not speak your truth or were told not to, we ask you to realize in this moment that your soul is built for wound healing. Your soul is you. And your mind may build mental programs that perceivably allow you to feel safe in your life and your body. During the ages up until 7 years for a human being, a template is created. You all call this the ego. There is not an issue with the design of this. There is an issue with the interpretation of this. Because, yes, and many of you will need to breathe deeply now. Most of you listening to this now are over the age of 7, so you may hear that piece of information and believe you are reading your words doomed. No, this is not true. Your ego can always be reshaped, moment to moment, year to year, and of course, lifetime to lifetime. We simply reference this because as you receive energy healing, channeled messages, your own intuitions and guidance, you may notice these wounds from a previous time in life. And that is what we ask you to do, is notice. You observe and you release. What can hinder or perceivably block? is when you resist and bury and escape and evade. What this will do is take one of your cells and color it a certain way. And this coloring of this cell, if not observed, can take on a thought form of its own. One that says, don't speak your truth, perhaps. But when we notice, we can smile at this child in pain. And we can let this child know they do not need to remain in pain. In this instance of observation of the past, we bring that version of us back into the wholeness of us, inviting our soul in that moment back into this moment. In doing this, not only do we release the trauma, heal the trauma, transmute the trauma, but we also reopen and unveil the aspect of our gifts that was laid over or distorted in that moment. This is why when you embark upon a healing journey, there will be pain along the way, but it will diminish over time. The pain will change in perception, and it will no longer be something that you resist, you see. So many of you along your awakening path, some of you have been on an awakened path your entire lives. We remind you now of your knowing. We remind you now that your knowing may be perceived as intimidating to some on this planet. But you having this knowing reminds you that you are eternal. Time may be linear here, but is it truly linear? Did you not just revisit a time in which you handed the power of your voice away to another? Was that not a spiral staircase into the past? In this transmission, you are not only hearing from Bree or you or the Ascended Masters or the Archangels, you are hearing from energy. And energy is all there is. We highlight this so that you may remember it the next time. You identify a problem or a lack or a scarcity or a doubt or an insecurity. Is it not energy as well? Is it not an experience as well? What we can tell you about energy is that energy is always moving, always changing, always vibrating. Doesn't matter how many cells of energy you have within your body that have been distorted. They are made of energy. And your soul is energy. Your higher power, God, oversouls, higher self-consciousness states, what are they? They are energy. Which means you can reset it at any time, anywhere. You feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel an emotion that feels all-consuming. Remember, it is energy. You're experiencing guilt or sadness one day, let's say. When you transmute it, guess what? You transmute that energy, all of the guilt. Many of you are telling yourself a story. I must feel guilty about this. Everyone I've ever known would feel guilty about this. Why shouldn't I? Well, don't you want to help those others that are also feeling guilty, that have made you feel this way? Does making another feel guilty or shameful help you? Ever? Your ego may in some instances say, yes, this is a lie you've learned to tell. Everything that takes you away from your soul, that is not you. So let it go. Those of you that are in a state that allows for this in this moment, we ask you to say out loud or within your mind's eye, I release all energy that is not of my soul. How does your body feel when you say that statement? Some of you will need to say that statement each and every day moving forward. Because what you are perceivably battling is not your battle. It is someone else's. You are outside of your vortex, you see. You're outside of your central channel of light, you see. Is there one person you are thinking about each and every day that makes you feel held back or hurt? You are not in your energy field if this is the case. Let them go. You're not hurting them by letting them go. You're helping them. This is especially true if there is a negative emotion correlated with this other person that may be coming up for you right now. Because entanglement is the truth of your world, as you call it. All of you are connected by these energetic fields, and all of you have the ability to adjust them, to readjust them, to align them. And it is as simple as intending that. I intend to become in alignment with my source higher self-consciousness, and it is done. Many of you simply need persistence. It's not anyone else you need to prove it to. It is you need to prove it to, and you will do that. One moment at a time. As you do this, your nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system, your frontal lobe, your Christed light becomes reactivated, you see. Returning you through the pathway of light to your essence, dissolving anything that is not your essence. You will know you are not operating in your essence if you feel you need to convince anyone, you need to change the mind of another. This is ego. And most of the time, if you resonate with that last bit, it is ego that is stitched with unworthiness. You can release those stitches, those waveforms, thought patterns, threads of energy. You can transmute them from your field. And this is what we are helping you to do now. We, the High Council of Light, speaking through Bree. We are available to all of you. All of you have a family of light. You will have specific resonances, specific beings, specific correlations that feel true to you, and others that you will be learning and reopening to. Allow this. Bree would like us now to speak to the High Council of Light and what we do here. Some of you will want to just breathe deeply before this next portion of the video. Of the transmission. I am bringing myself a little bit back because this is very high frequency for me. And let's hear from them now. I, Bree, will be speaking for the High Council of Light as they transmit to me quantumly. The reason I'm doing this is because the High Council of Light will use me, Bree, as their tuning fork, their translator is the word that's coming through. All right, here we go. If you are on this transmission now, it is because you hold a place, a consciousness here in the High Council of Light. When we say here, we also mean where you are for all of the realms, all of the dimensions are one. It is a matter of perception and energetic. We will use frequency when it comes to what you have the ability to access in any given moment in a human vessel. We, the High Council of Light, are a collective of consciousness, a collective of souls that have ascended beyond the 12 dimensions that you may or may not be familiar with. We are in many ways a river of energy, a band of energy that ensures for divinity to be withheld in these 12 realms. We are also on our own journey individually and collectively into even lighter and higher states. As a human, it is important for you to understand the intention and driving force behind another messengers, actions or words or expression. And so we would like you to understand that we do have a benefit here. Each and every time we assist any being in any dimension of consciousness, we elevate. And this is not any different for you as a human. This is what is referred to on your planet as enlightenment. And yes, we are all enlightened beings here. Bree is asking us to speak to how our consciousness functions. So we will speak a bit to this. We are made of all light, so we are not in physical density, but we do have pathways into physical density. We don't have a shape, a form per se, since we are made of light and plasma. So we have a different cellular structure, Bree is noticing, than those in the 12 dimensions. And Bree is not quite ready to explain this, but it does involve the electron, for those of you that are ready to connect those dots. In reading the consciousness field of the beings, all of you that are consuming this message, we want to give you a message that you will be able to understand. For us, we are not in form, so we do not have any lag time, which is what you consider when you consider energy healing. We are operating in the infinite now. For us, there is no past or future. Which we understand would be difficult for you to understand in the human, but it may help some of you as well. We leave you all with this last message, that we are here for you. You can call on us in the highest good of all. Each time. We are not here to help you fight against each other. We are here to help you unite. You will know our messages are coming through because we will never diminish or judge anyone. We will always assist you to forgive, to love, to be. We will never rush you. And we will often have questions for you. Questions you knew before you called on us would be answered by you through the connection. But eventually, you will be similar to Bree in your functionality, knowing that you can call on us in any moment. It doesn't take a long meditation or physical activity to bring you into this connection and portal of light. It is there always for you. It is a breath away. It is a breath within. It is what you will all feel as unconditional love. And it is also the pathway, the energetic that allows for life to exist in a balanced harmony across so many different conscious states, conscious beings, and realms. Unconditional love is the tonic of all. It is what all of you have been seeking, and it is ever present within each of you. You can activate this by tuning into it each day through the portal of your heart, which is where truth will be found as well as inner sanctuary and inner peace, all within the heart. We thank you all for taking this time today. We thank Bree for allowing these high frequency transmissions to run through her. We commend her for maintaining a vessel that can continually do this day to day. She will not share this with you, but she has done much work to ensure that what she brings through is pure. She does her own shadow work each and every moment, and she's growing and ascending, just as you are. Many of you will want to really breathe deeply and bring yourself back into the physical. Maybe some gentle motion, no rush. Take your time. I'm just taking a moment to thank each and every one of you. This would not be possible without you. I'm thanking the High Council of Light deeply from my heart. That was personally, I don't have words. But if you have a word that you received in this transmission, I do encourage you to put that in the comments to amplify. I don't only tell you to comment for algorithms. I do it because we're a community here at Soul Healing with Bree. It's taken me some time to let myself lead again in my life. And some of you will understand that. I'll just speak a moment to it in case it helps any of you deepen into your own integration of this message. So I am basically channeling my higher self each and every day. This is something I've been doing for, consciously at least, for a good year and a half, I would say, consistently. And it's a new experience of life. And doing my own shadow work, I know they mentioned that. I'm still coming back. And I never left, you know. It's my consciousness is anchoring here. I see healing as really improving our relationship with everything. So sometimes we're improving our relationship with anger or fear or doubt. That's how I truly see it, because those things that come up, they're not coming up to hurt us, they're coming up to be seen. So when I don't have much doubt coming up for me anymore, to be completely honest and open, but I am still picking up some, I'm picking up some projections in my field, and then occasionally I allow that to stay in my mind, and I think it's me. So I think, oh no, why am I afraid of leading, a Zoom call or a session or something? And when I really tune into my heart, I go, oh, I'm not worried about this, what's going on? And typically it's, I'm just sort of picking up on something in my field. And since my field is so expanded, and I typically, when I'm doing healings, on myself or anyone or anything, I just ask that the whole world and the whole universe just be benefited. I don't want it to just be me and my community, or me and my family, or me and the earth even. I want, every time that I'm tuning into love, I want that to go to everyone. And so I'm just sharing that with you because I have gotten over the fear hump of being afraid to lead things live. And I really do see that being where the magic happens. Not necessarily because it's the most conducive. I just see that with the conscious state of humans right now, we have a lot of trust we're working on. So we're learning how to trust ourselves again, the world again. Oftentimes it has to do with governments or structures or those in our lives. And so I find that with our consciousness, when we're tuning into a live session, we let our guard down a little bit more when it comes to trust. So I'm in. If that's where we're at as humans, I'm in. It just took me some time, because my old version of that was leading Zoom calls at a corporation or just being on Zoom calls at the corporations, and I was a little bit wounded from some of that. So this is a very different space with a different intentional foundation. And so for those of you that would be interested in doing lives, please stick around, because I will be offering them consistently in Space Library Activation Portal, which will be linked here. I'm offering that at a very discounted rate right now because I'm really trying to build it and bolster it, because this is the community with which I am going to be truly completing my first book with the Space Library, which will be a series. The book right now is really, it's beautiful and I love it, but I'm still integrating it. Yeah, some of the information was really powerful for me. So I'm letting that integrate, and then before I complete the book, I want to have at least 6 months in or so of sessions with all of you, because I don't want this book to just be me and my perspective. I want to make sure that this can reach as many souls as possible, because it's not from me, it's from us. It's from our source higher self consciousness. And yes, so I hope you'll consider it. And I hope that you enjoyed this today. And do hydrate. Hydrate as much as you can. Some of you will need a pinch of salt before the water, if that resonates with you. But this will just be what allows us to anchor your frequency, your vibration is lifted, it's higher, and more anchored. As above, so below. So we not only expanded you today, but we grounded you even deeper into yourself. So do leave a comment, get involved. I love you all, grateful for each and every single one of you, and I will see you in the next one. Namaste.